Welcome to Licking Non-Vanilla, a sex-positive hour of talk about kink, sexual mores, and writing dirty words. So grab a cup of cocoa, your favorite easy chair, and the lube as we go sailing into the dark, sweet waters of all things naughty. On Licking Non-Vanilla with your hosts Ralph Greco Jr. and M. Christian.
Hi everybody, you're at Licking Non-Vanilla. I'm Ralph Greco Jr. in New Jersey here, and my co-host, as always, is Chris, across the world, and not across the world, just across America, in Eugene. How you doing, Chris?
Good.
Yeah, how's the weather in Eugene?
No, it's pretty good. It's starting to warm up, but for a while there, it was pretty cold.
Yeah, it's doing the same here in Jersey. We're back and forth kind of weather, and today we're going to talk to somebody from the East Coast, actually. So you're outnumbered today, Chris.
I was going to say I'll sit here sheepily in the corner. It's like,
right,
don't beat me up. I'm from the West Coast.
Right. Yeah. And our producer Mark.
We're all granola and mate, and it's like we can't handle you East Coast people.
That's true. We're way too sarcastic. But we're going to be talking to JP. You can see him and I'm going to put him on a speakerphone in a second because we're having a little technical difficulties. But anyway, JP runs an organization which we'll tell you about. We'll tell you about what's coming up with him and what he does and why he does it. And it's pretty interesting for those of us dyed-in-the-wool kinksters and also newbie kinksters. It's for kind of for everybody, and that's what we kind of like. I like about this situation. It's pretty inclusive. Not that kink events are exclusive. I mean, I think Chris and I have been to enough of them to know that they're pretty welcoming. But anyway, let's get JP on the line. I'm going to put him. Like I said, I'm using this thing. It's called the cell phone. And people actually talk on these devices sometimes. And that's what we're going to do with JP. So that's JP. Like I said, we're going to talk to him here. You may get a little kind of weird echoey stuff here, but okay. So JP, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great. How you guys doing?
Good. Now we're going to try not to talk over you. So tell us where you're from and what you're doing. What's things about for you?
So we function mostly out of the Eastern Panhandle of West Virginia, but we host the entire DC, Baltimore, Northern Virginia, Maryland, southern, eastern Pennsylvania area. So that whole 4-state area is kind of where we do most of our events.
Basically, the cool area of the right? Yeah, because where all the cool kids are, right? Okay.
Well, it is a pretty flourishing community, that's for sure. Yeah.
Now, when he says community, JP means the kink community, right?
The kink community, yeah. Primarily the pansexual kink scene.
Right. Okay. Mm-hmm. And you have something coming up relatively soon, right?
Yeah. We do. We have a new event that we're starting this year, and it's getting a lot of attention, getting a lot of traction. We decided to try to create an event that is focused around people brand new to the scene. Like if they're kind of like kicking the tires, not sure if this is for them or whatever, we've created a weekend that will hopefully invite people to come in, open some doors, and get some perspective of what the scene is, and to whatever level you wish to explore. And so we've decided to create an event that focuses around that, those new people. And that's going to be in August, mid-August.
And what's the name of the event?
Naughty Knowledge.
So, Chris, this is what I talked to JP about before. JP, I'm going to put you. Man, this is really No, a lot of problem with the mic here.
I got my phone away as well.
Okay, hold on just a second. I'm going to put you on. I'm going to put the speaker off for a second, but so I think JP can hear me. So Chris, the thing about that was interesting about this to me was that when JP and I spoke about it initially was that he said to me, "What there are hotel events, but this time of year is a lot of camp events, and also." And something that you and I talked to JP about this, what we experienced was that when we've done conventions in the past, the only kind of feedback we got, the negative feedback, other than we're just way too handsome, is that it's like handsome and hung is just what are you gonna do? But right, exactly. But the problem was that we were told that. In some of those classes that were marked to be newbie class, novice classes, we were told that we weren't being hardcore enough. I don't know if you remember this, but that was the feedback we're getting. And you go, you guys are not demonstrating enough, and it's not hardcore enough, and we're doing a spanking 101, like I was saying to JP. And it was a delineated spanking 101 or intro to cupping. I mean, the word intro was in there. So I like the fact that JP is catering to people who don't, who just want to get their feet wet and are starting into this thing. And also, but like he said, the dyed-in-the-wool Kinkster can come and enjoy it too. So there's going to be something for everybody. But he seems to be pretty inclusive in his approach. And that's the thing I got turned on by about it,
Oh, I think it's wonderful.
Yeah, right? We've seen that, right, Chris? I mean,
yeah. Oh, yeah, I think it's absolutely wonderful. It's like I love all the events we've gone to, all the things we've done, they've all been fantastic, but there is kind of, sometimes more often than not, a little bit an edge towards being edgy. And it's nice to know here's something where people can learn the basics and in a welcoming place. So I'm all for it.
Yeah, for sure. Now, JP, I'm going to put you back on speaker here. So tell us what specifically will be at the event and where it will be. You can only give me some specifics about that, but give me a little bit more specifics about the event.
Okay, yeah, I can definitely do that. The whole theme of the event is back to school. So we're doing a lot of things kind of like the whole, naughty student, straight-laced teacher. There's going to be a lot of people kind of running with that theme to make it fun, just to kind of have, we're going to be doing things like we're going to have a toga party one night. I'm actually going to be doing a dodgeball activity. A lot of these things are still being, written and developed and everything else. I don't have the minute details. We're just trying to make it really fun. And I did want to reiterate that, if you're a seasoned practitioner and you have been, a beginner before, we're still going to have something for everybody at this event. And this is going to be, a really fun, focused event on education. So they're so it is definitely going to be for the more brand new people, but you as a seasoned provider or practitioner will be able to kind of come in and have an opportunity to help guide people as they start their journeys. You know what I mean? So
exactly. And tell. I'm sorry. I'm talking over you. What? Give us some specifics of what was going to go on during the weekend.
Oh well, I mean, a lot of socializing. We have a pretty packed class schedule for the amount of space that we have. We've actually gotten pretty creative with doing that over the years. So yeah, it's a pretty good class syllabus that we got going on, and we should have that out very soon, probably by the end of this weekend, so people will be able to see the specifics of what types of classes we're going to be having. We're actually still getting our presenter list together and everything. I mean, we work with some of the top-notch presenters in the nation. So I mean, we've grown to a point now where we don't have to solicit for presenters; they come to us. And when we put this idea out there to the presenters, I mean, our email filled up quick of people who wanted to be a part of it and love the idea. So. It's going to be a pretty impressive presenter list. I know we'll have that. We'll probably have our presenter list and bios out by this weekend. The actual classes, we still need a little bit more time. But I know I was talking to my programming director tonight. There's going to be a side of the kind of the etiquettes and the consent classes and stuff like that, which we have at all of our events. But we're really going to kind of emphasize on that because it's. This is the perfect event for it. But we've also going to be having, I know there's going to be a needles class. We usually have some sort of fire type class, which is either cupping or, fire play. Studio 58 is known for its fire playing.
Okay.
That was something that when we actually had a brick and mortar club a few years back, and we were renowned for the level of fire players that we had that were that frequent our studio. And so that's just kind of always been our thing. Where there was a time when you had to be vetted upon vetted to be able to to do fire play, and not that we don't. We just make it a free for all. We still have strict rules, but we are we're a lot more lenient with fire players than most other events because we have such good fire performers and fire practitioners that it's pretty well regulated, and you as a new person learning fire, you're gonna get probably a better opportunity at one of my events than you would say someplace else, because we've done a very good job over the years honing our fire play program. So, and I wouldn't say we're lax. That's the word that keeps coming to the front of my mind, but because we're not, but your ability to be able to do fire at my event is probably going to be easier than someplace else. So,
Well, Chris, we
as a new person,
Chris, we haven't come across fire, right? I mean,
It's one of those things I usually don't do myself because I don't know enough about it, and it's one of those like you just said. You really need to be an expert. You need to go through classes. You need to do training. You can't just watch a YouTube video and do it. It's a recipe for disaster. So the only fire play I do is cupping, and that's not even fire play because the flame never actually touches anybody. But I'm so glad to hear someone is really pushing for safety and experience, because it's definitely not something people should just pick up and try.
yeah. Well, that the safety and experience and the consent. I mean, these are all words that we throw around, but we're serious about these words, and in this community, we're extremely serious about. Well, I mean, I would say in any community, the consent is a big thing, but the safety and people feeling like they're coming to safe spaces and around knowledgeable people, all that kind of stuff. That's a big thing. So JP, I know you can't exactly say the exact venue. It's a hotel venue, but you have told me that you guys have had things at this venue before, and you can tell me where kind of in the city it's in, right?
yeah, it's in Gettysburg, Pennsylvania.
Gettysburg, okay. Yet Chris, something happened there like a couple years ago, right? Some north-south thing or something?
Some kind of like block party got out of control.
Yeah, I hate when that happens.
I've never been really that firm about it. I mean, it's just like, I know there was alcohol involved in cannons for some reason.
Cannons, rockets and cannons, right? Yeah. Okay, but it is Gettysburg, right? And you've done things at this hotel before, right?
Yeah, many things.
And so it's a venue you're comfortable with.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It is funny because we were talking about camps before. Let me put this on here. So we were talking about camps in a way, And it's interesting how this is an indoor event in the summer, so it's a little bit unusual in that way.
Mm-hmm.
But Chris and I have been to a couple events that took place in a hotel, and it was definitely more comfortable to have a space like that.
Mm-hmm.
So, do you find it? I'm sure that that is a big advantage. The fact that you have a space, a delineated space, and it's indoors, right? Especially for new people. Hold on. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. So that is that's the difference between this event and what a lot of people in this area. Camp is the rave around this time of year, and I saw that there was a potential need for a hotel event in the summer because everybody goes to camp. It's kind of like it's the popular thing to do here. And so I took a risk seeing that there was, and there are hotel events that go on in the area, but they're so little represented. And I said, you know what? I want to try a hotel event. And that was kind of what set the tone to do the newbie thing, because most of the seasoned community goes to camp. So I thought, why not try this and reach out and try to get new people to come, and those who don't like the bugs and don't like all the downfall of camp with the weather and everything else and getting rained on and just the no AC, give them an option. If they don't want to go to camp, they can come to a hotel event. And we are going to try to incorporate some aspects so that you can get at camp, like playing outside,
Right.
and
Okay.
swimming and everything else.
Right.
And then at the end of the day, you go back to your air conditioned room.
Right.
Bucks. I mean,
Right.
don't get me wrong. I love camp, and the producers that do the camp events, they do them great. I mean, it is one high energy, good party, and I don't miss them. I go to at least one camp event. You know what I mean? So I enjoy going to them, but the biggest gripe that I've heard from people, they said they wish they could do all that and then go back to their AC room.
Yeah, it makes sense.
And that's what I'm saying. I've created, maybe not to the level, but it's some structure.
Yeah.
You can do what you can do at camp and be outside and enjoy the sun and everything else. And then when you're tired of being hot and sweaty, go get a nice shower and crawl in your AC bed.
So, give us some details about the details you can give, the URLs, the dates, and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. The best place to find us on FetLife, FetLife.com. That's where we do a lot of our promoting is there. And let's just go to Studio 58, look for the profile, and you can find all of our events that we're producing there. Or you can go to Studio58events.com, and that will give you everything you need as far as the events and a description of the events and everything else. And as we get more information, we'll be posting there periodically. So.
And real quick, there are other events that you do during the year that are like kind of your signature event, right? There's a couple of them, right? Just speak about those a little bit. We talked about that before, but they're very interesting.
Yeah. So we do the next event after Naughty Knowledge will be Naughty Noel, and that's in early December. And that event is my biggest event of the year. That's the one I've been doing the longest. That's the one that got us started, and it's grown exponentially. It's an 800+ person event. So,
Where does that take place?
at the same hotel.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then there's a New Orleans kind of based one.
Yep. And then at the end of March we do Naughty Gras, which is and I don't know if you've noticed, but all my events have the word naughty in them somewhere.
Right.
That's a signature thing.
Right.
So yeah, and that there's plenty of education there, but that is just, I mean, if you've ever been down to New Orleans for Mardi Gras, we try to recreate that high energy, Mardi Gras is what it is. It's get it out of your system before Lent.
Right.
So that's kind of what we do. Not that we have a lot of Catholics and Christians running around.
Right.
There are some, and it is just the perfect opportunity for them to come down and get it out of their system.
I got you. Yeah. So you guys are pretty deeply involved in the kink scene.
Oh yeah. Without trying to pat myself on the back too much, I'm one of the bigger promoters. I'm not the biggest. I mean, the guy that's been doing it, he's the number one. He's been doing it 30 plus years, and the rest of us just kind of get his table scraps. You know?
Right. Well, there's enough scraps to go around. You know, there's a lot of people. Yeah, definitely. Okay. Well, JP, we really can't thank you enough. I'm sorry about all the technical problems, but shit happens, right?
Yeah, shit happens.
But
it wouldn't be kinky if it didn't happen.
right. Yeah. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna get all the information up on the website anyway, and then we'll get this. We'll tweet it and twat it and all that kind of shit. But we thank you so much, JP. And we're gonna all look out for the name of the event is
Naughty Knowledge.
Naughty Knowledge.
Yeah, and I can give you the dates if you want.
Yes, please.
Yeah, it's going to start August 15th, 16th, and 17th.
Okay. So it's like a nice.
It goes home on the 18th.
Okay. All right, guys. We're gonna JP. Thank you very much. Mark told you to hang around the way you got to hang around. Well, you don't have to hang around. But Chris and I are going to do a little gabbing. We're listening to. Well, if you are listening, you're listening to Licky Non-Vanilla. I'm going to say goodbye to JP, but not goodbye to Chris. Thank you, JP. Thank you very much.
Take care.
Really nice guy.
Oh, absolutely.
What a nice guy. It's nice to get in somebody who kind of knows what he's talking about too. Which is in this community, I really need to, because people, like you say, Chris, all the time. We do our classes. The number one thing that Chris takes out of his bag to show everybody that's other than the lube, because we're always saying lube and more lube. But Chris always says the most important thing in safety is this.
Oh yes,
he's right. It's a cell phone, because if something goes down, you can call somebody and get attended to. So. And a lot of people that in the kink community are real smart players, but things happen. Shit happens, and you're in a dark dungeon, and you reach for your play bag, and you can't get what you need, or there's a million things that happen. So when we talk to somebody like JP, who obviously is about consent, he's about safety, he's about getting people in a space where they know they can go and play or take a break, because we've been in a couple situations. Well, the situations that I don't know about you, but the situations you and I have taught at have been always been in hotels, right? Yep. Have you been in situations like a camp or anything like that, an outdoor or?
Once, a very long time ago. I used to hang out with the Black Leatherwing Ferries in the Bay Area, and I think I went to like 2 of them. I don't do camping. I'm the kind of person. Yeah. I'm the kind of person who wanders through the woods with a USB cable, sticking it in trees, trying to get a signal. Yeah. I mean, it's just I don't rough anything. Roughing me is just no.
Chris, Italians don't camp. We don't camp either, man.
Nope.
Where am I going to make the pasta? You got to be kidding me.
Yep.
Where I can't. So we're not camping.
Yep.
No,
Yep, I'm the kind of person that says like, "Oh, look, there's a tree, and there's another tree, and there's another tree, and where's the Wi-Fi?" I mean, just
look, I guess because we've solicited a few camps to try to teach at them, and it, for whatever reason, didn't work out. But there are a lot of those kinky camps happening.
Oh yeah, there's a bunch of them.
People get to frolic outside and all that kind of stuff, which is fun. But if you have a hotel, which we've been to the hotels, I'm trying to think. The one in St. Louis was just delineated for the kink event.
Yes.
The one in Vegas was bigger and it couldn't be, but the one in St. Louis was. And I've been to one in a friend of ours. I'm not going to name her because I don't know if she wants to be named, but somebody you had gone to a convention with her. Remember that convention you went to her, and you got sick at that convention?
I know. It was
you were down for the whole weekend.
That was so awful. I mean, literally, like the first day of the event, I got food poisoning. Oh, miserable. But
Yeah,
yeah, that was another one in a whole hotel, I think,
yeah,
if I remember correctly.
yeah, and that's and so I think that, and there was another one that she had invited me to in South Jersey, and I don't know if it was I don't know if it was the same Piscataway in New Jersey. It was the same. Anyway, when they take over a hotel like that, it makes it so much easier because then people feel free to walk around. As now in Vegas, the first time we went to Vegas, that was in the Mirage, if you remember,
I think so. Yeah.
and there were so many kinkers walking around, but it's Vegas. Nobody even notices anything. Like I got in the elevator. There was like a couple of girls with us. It was like you and me on the elevator with a couple of girls, like completely like whatever, not dressed or dressed, and nobody even looked twice.
Mm-hmm.
It was because it's Vegas. It's like so certain places, but if you do that in like a little hotel in the middle of St. Louis, where we're on the outskirts of St. Louis, it can get a couple stares. So it's nice when the hotel can. But that costs money to do. That's not a cheap thing to do to grab the whole hotel. So
I always thought. Sorry, go ahead.
no. I just think it's a way to do it if you can do it.
I love the fact that when we're talking to like Beat Me in St. Louis, they when they do the whole hotel, they give the employees an option of working that weekend or not. So
Yes,
they're
right,
and
right.
I thought it was also really cool that I remember we were talking to the organizer and he said that the employees love to do it because
Yeah, they really do. They really get a kick
yeah,
out of it.
yeah, the Kingsters are respectful. They don't make unreasonable
Yeah,
demands. They don't trash the rooms.
no,
They're always polite. It's like
yeah.
great. And so one time I was at a convention. It was in San Francisco, and I think it was the same hotel where we first met.
Okay.
And they didn't do the whole hotel. It was only like a couple of floors, and then like the convention space, which
Right.
meant these people from Piscataway or something like that,
Right,
or
right.
Frostbite Falls, Minnesota, are
Right.
getting there thinking, "Oh, honey, we get to see San Francisco," and they get in the elevator with a couple of people who are dressed head to toe in leather,
Right.
because they're on the way to different floors, and it's just
Right,
like
right, right.
that definitely educated a lot of people.
Oh, I'm sure. Well,
You
yeah,
know.
because like a King convention, you could see anybody, a man or a woman, with like like a little pony mask on, and a little So there's a lot of stuff going on, and we said that about the St. Louis one was that you could see the hotel staff that works the weekend, they get a charge, they're having a great time because a lot of these events are based on people playing, of course, but a lot of these events are based on people looking. It's a voyeuristic, a lot of fun, and because when Chris and I go specifically, Chris and I, we've said this before, we're in our bedrooms eating like Chex Mix and Coca-Colas in Vegas at 9 o'clock on a Saturday night. I mean, that's how crazy we get. But we're watching Heart to Heart reruns, But Chris is like, but that's how crazy it gets for us. But like, we definitely walk through the dungeon. We always go through the ballroom, which is a dungeon, and that's where all the wild stuff's happening. But so a lot of it is people sitting on the sidelines watching and participating or watching. So voyeurism is a big thing, but it's fun to watch the non-Kingsters get a charge and have some fun with it, because that's what it really comes down to. It's supposed to be fun. I mean,
Absolutely. I really hope we get a chance to do more of those. It's just that, like, I think the scene, especially the run presenters and such, is still kind of recovering from COVID.
Yeah, I talked to JP about that. He felt, he did what he could do to bolster it, and he survived. But I don't think everybody has survived.
Agreed.
Yeah.
I mean, I have one maybe this year, but I haven't decided if I can afford to do it. But that's not kink related. It's the Love and Sex and Robots conference.
Oh, cool. That's cool.
And that's in Montreal, which unfortunately also is
okay.
in like 3 months. So it's going to be,
Right.
But yeah, it's just like I'm kind of hoping we can get back in that network. But we'll see. I mean, it might take a little bit more work than we're willing to do, but it's always fun.
Yeah, I love doing it. Yeah. Well, it was good because we got a chance to hang. That was the whole thing for us, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it was fun doing the event and fun doing the classes, but for us, it was like I get to see Chris. It's like it's, we get to like hang out in Vegas, like and because when Chris and I are in Vegas, it's like fear and loathing, really.
Exactly.
I mean, that's what it comes down to. The last time we were there, if you remember, you come in a little bit later on a Friday, or I came in. I don't remember, but it was a Friday. We both came in. and we went to the Pepper Mill, I think, that night and kind of got some food.
Yep.
And then we said, well, let's go down to Fremont Street to walk around Fremont Street.
Yep.
So I don't know what time of year this was, but it's already dark. But anyway, it's warm, in Vegas anyway, Fremont Street, and I'm fucking knackered. Chris is tired, not as tired as me because I came from the East Coast, but we were knackered. I mean, we're kind of beat, and I'm thinking, well, this makes sense. I've been up all night, and it's got to be 11:30. But I said to Chris, man, we got to get back to the hotel. He goes, yeah, it's a good idea. Let's get some snacks and get back there. So you know what? We can't push this. It's late. We got a class tomorrow. Chris goes, yeah. I don't want to tell you what time it is. He was like, well, it's like about 7:30. I'm like, oh, yeah. We are such lightweights. It's unbelievable. I mean, and we got back to by the time we got back to the hotel, it was maybe 8 o'clock. And we got, like I said, we got checks mixed. We got we're sitting in the hotel in the room because it was a room with like another bedroom. So I was in the bedroom, Chris, and we were just watching TV, and we're both just nodding out, having checks mixed. I'm like, Chris, we are really lame, man. This is I think. In one of those conventions, you went back down at night. I think didn't you go back down just to I think maybe in St. Louis.
I think it was St. Louis. I was just
at 12 o'clock to do the buffet.
Yeah, exactly. I was hungry for some weird reason. I kept thinking
I'll meet you down there, and I never got down there. But
it was really kind of funny because it's I was thinking I'm hungry. And then I thought, but I don't want to put my clothes on. Then I realized I don't have to put my clothes on.
That's for sure.
I can just wear a shirt and my underwear and walk down it still felt very weird to walk through a hotel basically naked. And it's just it's just expecting to turn on the corner and run into people who are going to freak out. But I mean, we definitely going to have to do Vegas again. We've been talking about this. And
man.
If not this year, then next year we're going to go down for, was it AVN? There's a couple of conventions.
Well, I'd love to go for AVN. I get comps every year, but I haven't taken them. I would actually, what I want to do with you is do Internext, which is before AVN.
That's it.
Convention before, I mean, I don't mind AVN, but AVN's more of a show.
Yeah.
I want to do the Internext and get, see the people that we know there.
Got it. Absolutely.
That would be cool.
Absolutely. Well, we'll talk about it because I want to make it happen.
We're talking about it, and we could always do a broadcast from there too.
Exactly.
We'll drag Mark with us,
Exactly. We can definitely record. We can interview people, and I'm going to take you to Meow Wolf because I've been desperately wanting to go to that. But we'll make it happen because because it's always a blast and a half doing anything with you.
I know, and we don't see each other enough. But this has been. I mean, I to our loyal listeners, whoever's out there. Sorry about all the mess that we had with JP. It's just the nature of the beast. Sometimes things don't sync up or for whatever. So Mark will do his best to make it sound as good as possible, and it always looks perfect because it's me and Chris. But, and JP too. JP kind of handsome figure. I love the hat there. It was great. And he just texted me too. He said thank you so much. He wants to come back on.
Oh, absolutely! We got to get him back on. That's for sure.
We get lucky with our guests. They've always been wonderful. So you've been listening to Licking Non-Vanilla. You wasted another hour of your life listening to it. And my name is Ralph Greco Jr. And across over there is
Chris, otherwise known as M. Christian from Wilds of Eugene, Oregon.
Right. So next time, we'll see you next time, kids. And we're going to get back to a regular schedule here. We were down for a couple months due to circumstances just shit happens. But anyway, and we're going to talk about Exotica too. I didn't do my wrap up on Exotica, and I'm going to get into that next time.
So very cool.
We'll push on bandy back and forth about that too. All right, so we'll see you soon, kids. Take care. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
And visit us on the web at www.lickingnonvanilla.com.